Yo, this is the ultimate fight that smashes.
UK versus Australia.
Rear naked chat, fighting, talking.
Are you talking that Xavier Lucas style?
I think so.
Where there's no grammar or kind of verbs. It's just tags on a YouTube video.
Verbal tags. Yeah, either that or I was just having a stroke. I'm not entirely sure. Our sound seems to be a little bit synced off. So if you've got any sound problems with this, tough shit. But thank you for watching anyway. It is, of course, Rear Naked Chat.
Welcome to the finale.
We are talking the last episode of the Smashes, UK versus Australia. And this week was a bit of a general kind of wrap-up show, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. It's been, we'll be looking back at this season, starting now. So it's been a good season.
It has. It's been a very good season.
I've really enjoyed it.
It's been one of the best, actually,
Yeah.
I
think Team UK represented.
Did well.
They really did. They provided most of the entertainment. They went to Australia in their backyard with their referees.
Yeah.
The finales in Australia as well.
Yeah, and 3 out of the 4 finalists.
75% win rate.
UK, bitch. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, Australia.
Yeah.
We started off. They didn't go straight into the wrap up yet because we had little review of last week's fight.
Yeah.
Robert Whittaker basically.
Robert Pom Killer Whittaker.
Yeah, the Pom hater.
The racist.
Yes. They were just summing up his fight with Xavier. Seemed quite. It's the first time Robert Whittaker actually seemed a bit human, to be honest. He felt bad for beating up Xavier, but he was alright. And that sort of sums it up, really. We covered that fight last week.
Anyway. This week we learned that Richard Vass is actually a little bit of a big deal in Australia.
Apparently, yeah.
These magazines suddenly popped up from somewhere, these Australian MMA mags.
Yeah. But I remember early in the season of us reviewing this season of The Ultimate Fighter, I was mentioning that I saw on some message boards online that Australians think Richie Vass is a bit of a dick. I couldn't quite see why. Now I sort of understand. If you're in the limelight, people are just going to hate you.
There's
haters. So
just hate. I mean, we experienced some of that ourselves.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we know how it is now. It's rough, but haters gonna hate. So you just.
I like the way that
go on.
Valentino said Richard Vass didn't know that. Valentino said that he didn't know how famous Richard Vass was.
Right.
Till I read about it in their books.
Yeah. The magazines.
I think he meant magazines, but I think to me that just shows he doesn't read much, does he?
No.
If he considers a magazine.
Or he's not that bothered. It's like they're all just books. They've got pages in them, whatever.
Words.
Although what he lacks in literary skills,
literacy,
he definitely makes up for in juggling.
Yes.
I was very impressed by Valentino's juggling, man. He did mention as well in this season that he's from a family of circus performers.
5th generation.
Yeah.
Circus performer.
But still had me quite excited about the fucking moves he was doing.
Yeah.
5 balls and spinning in the middle. That's all
if there was ever
that's
a
all
sport,
it takes to impress me, basically.
If there was ever a sport invented where you had to juggle and fight,
he'd be the fucking
man.
He'd
be the Anderson Silva.
Yeah. Yes. Juggle and fight. How would that? Would there be points for kind of how many?
If you drop the balls, it's a reset.
Right.
And
what if you drop the balls because you got punched in the face?
Yeah, the idea being that the idea being that basically you've got a guy who's doing perfect juggling whilst throwing some of the most vicious kicks I've
So it's
seen.
like he creates a little gap in between. He throws, whoa, that one's high,
bang, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, well that's just one of the moves you could do.
Or kick,
or just kicks,
whatever.
Yeah.
And then what happens if you drop a ball?
Then it's a reset and the judges think, well, that's minus a point.
It loses a point.
Yeah.
I'd be well off for watching that, to be honest. But yeah, you're right. Valentino would kill it.
Yeah.
He'd be easily the world champion. He'd be kicking the fuck out of people while juggling. Because like I said, spins and what was the other thing he was doing? Under the leg. And five balls.
Yeah.
Try juggling 3 balls and see how hard that fucking is. And then come back and try 5. Holy shit. So yeah, I was impressed by Valentino's juggling skills.
We also had... it was weird that they had that little soccer game. But whilst having the soccer game, Richard Vass was left training almost alone.
Yeah,
it just felt like a weird thing to do.
With Robert Whittaker. Yeah, I didn't quite get that. But I don't know. I've given up trying to figure out the logic of George Soteropoulos, to be honest. He just, whatever he does is probably a dick move, regardless.
Later on, there was an eating contest.
Stroke fat contest to see who weighed the most. I think Valentino ended up weighing the most,
205.
but Patrick ended up having the biggest tits.
Yeah. And arse.
Titties.
Tits
and the new version of titties. But so. And that fat fucker, what's his name?
Foxpiss.
Turned out he wasn't actually really that fat. Still had a six-pack. Just a bit of just likes his food, I guess. So that was interesting. But again, I think that's more just end of the season. They're wrapping it up. Let's
it's good to see that they're finally friends in the house.
Yeah,
that was quite nice.
It was very touch and go at the beginning.
That didn't really happen until now.
Yeah, because early on, remember, they weren't even talking to each other. The first episode, it was just split. Aussies there, UK there, and they're both just cussing each other, weren't they? And it slowly over time. I think once you get the fights out of the way, the mutual respect starts to build a bit.
Definitely.
Everyone kind of realised that no one there was a pussy. Do you know what I mean? So, they all kind of built a bit of a mutual respect, which was nice. The only people who didn't seem to build a mutual respect was Ross Pearson and George Soteropoulos.
I can't wait for this
That's
fight.
exactly what you want, really, with the two coaches. Man, I'm going Ross all the way with that one. But
I'll probably go with Ross as well. I don't know. I'm actually predicting a UK clean sweep on everything. Lightweights, welterweights, coaches.
Right.
Yeah, by coaches, I mean Dean Amersinger, who clearly won the best assistant coach of the season, without a doubt.
Full time. Name a better assistant coach than Dean Amersinger.
Dean the Glue Amersinger.
Glue, holding it all together. And there was a nice little team moment at the end where UK were all kind of having a group hug, and the shot was perfect because Dean was just at the back, holding it all together,
just like
as he does
all season,
like the legend he is. Yeah. So, do we want to talk finale yet, or do we want to get the last TUF fight out of the way?
Which fight?
Colin Fletcher against Richie Vass.
Oh God, the actual fight. Yeah, sorry, there was a fight as well.
The one on the show
this episode.
It was Colin Fletch, massive reach advantage. Massive reach advantage, which he used.
I gave round one to Freak Show, but it sounded like everyone was saying it was Vass's. But
I could. Vass, it was pretty even. I could see someone giving that a draw, I think.
Well, it was irrelevant anyway because
true.
It was one of the weirdest submissions I've ever seen.
It was either genius or just luck.
Or freak.
Or freak. Well, it's the Freak Show, so maybe that's what he brings.
That's what he does. That's his special move.
It's just freakish.
He makes a freak occurrence happen.
Freakish things happen in the cage. Yeah, because he was peppering Richie a lot. Richie did catch him one time, but it seemed to spur Colin on.
Every time Colin got hit, he looked better.
Yeah, it just was catching him more, was moving in, closing him down. Richie got a very nice takedown, but technically very clean, well executed takedown. Looked like Colin might have been in a little bit of trouble. Full side control, and then the Freak Show came out the bag, did some kind of crazy monkey flip over there, pushed himself off the cage. And got a key lock on him, and just tapped him. And he was he couldn't do anything. It was a verbal tap as well. His arms were just completely tied up. So, nice way to end the season for Team UK, I think. So now we move on. The only fights that have been announced so far when we're recording this is obviously Ross and George. Colin and that Irish guy, his name I've already forgotten. Norman. And then the others, Robert Whittaker against Big Brad. Which both of those should be very good fights.
But we've also got Paul Harris
against Hector Lombard.
Which is like, for me, that's the main event in a way.
Oh my God, that is gonna be a fucking absolute clash of the titans. Like two super.
One guy's just the best at knocking people out. The other guy's the best at tapping.
And they're both just, for that weight category, they're both just huge and they're both so aggressive. They both don't give a fuck. Like, they go to hurt people. And they're both going in that fight against each other. So, really looking forward to that. I've always got to support my boy Paul Harris. So, I'm going to pick him. But other than that, there's no other fighters from this season that have been announced yet.
No.
There's another interesting one that off the top of my head I've forgotten again. Was it Mike Pierce? Is Mike Pierce on this card? Oh, fuck it.
I don't know.
Look at it. There's a couple of other nice looking fights anyway. So yeah, it should be a good finale. We're looking forward to it. Probably won't do a separate preview. This is about as much preview
this
as
is about
we're
much
going to
we can squeeze out of that.
Yeah, we'll probably do a little recap. I mean, maybe once the whole thing's been announced, we might just come back or whatever. We'll see how we feel. If you want us to, if you can't wait to hear our opinions on the rest of
let us know.
finale, let us know in the comments here, Rear Naked Channel on YouTube, or tweet us. We always welcome some tweets on Twitter at Rear Naked Chat. And if you're it's almost old-fashioned now, isn't it? Email.
Email, no one emails anymore.
But if you want to, if you're a bit old-fashioned, if you're a bit out of the loop,
we should. I want to give out our fax number as well, just in case. Just in case.
Postal address, PO box. Take it all the way back. But what is it? rearnakedchat@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Drop us a line. Appreciate all the comments and stuff so far. And that's
and
anything else? Go on.
Dean, if you're listening, I heard about an altercation that happened between George and Ross.
Off camera,
Off camera, which apparently, according to Ross, was basically George trying to cause a street fight.
Yeah.
If anyone knows more about this, would love to hear about that.
Especially if it's Dean Hammersing.
Yeah.
We want to hear it straight from...
Or Valentino.
Anyone. So that's it, nice one. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Where's the fucking button?